Guys, you made me show up this week with notes. So I did a poll in social media about what people wanted to hear about, and this was the topic most requested, other than stuff that I've already covered. So I just want to point out to you that I do have a blog post on this, and we'll put a link here in the description. You can just search Real Everything MTHFR, and the 2 podcasts that I've done in it, as well as the detailed blog post, will come up with that search. So, and I did check before I tell you that it'll be the top 3 hits. So just, read those if you're looking for more detail, but I am going to do a high level on the science and information today. Focus much more on what to do about it. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you already know if you're MTHFR or what the complication of that is, and so you're just looking for and what can you do to improve your health. So just as a reminder, these are my health conditions. I have Hashimoto's. I actually have a nodule on my thyroid, but I haven't had to have it removed. It's remained the same, fortunately. I have celiac. I have something called SIGAD, and that's basically an immune deficiency in my gut. I'll just leave it at that. And I also don't have a gallbladder. So, and that's common in people who have celiac that aren't diagnosed properly. So, I didn't know that I was celiac until much, much later. And then about 2 years ago, I think it was, I found out that I also have, I'm heterozygous for MTHFR. I will tell you that what I'm talking about today, I'm not a medical professional. I cannot give you medical advice. I'm telling you the things that I've done, the research that I've read, the recommendations that I can give. And as a result, I have great homocysteine levels. So they have been checked, and even my doctor was like, wow, for someone with all the things that you have, you are really nutrient sufficient. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How can we get you nutrient sufficient so that you have good energy levels and you feel healthy? So that you can do nighttime YouTube videos. First of all, MTHFR stands for something I can't pronounce. You can Google it. It's like methylenetetrahydrofolate reductase. And basically it's a gene that gives instructions to your body to make an enzyme for a chemical reaction for the vitamin folate. And which is B9. And that's converting amino acid homocysteine, which is what I said was measured in me and doing really great, to the amino acid methylethione. And basically the body's going to use that to make other really useful compounds and do the things that it needs to do. So amino acids are really important in terms of like a complex amino acid profile. Like you'll hear people say, me on the podcast all the time, like, you just can't only do collagen. That's one type of amino acid. You need a full spectrum. This goes into that. So a lot of people who are MTHFR are deficient in one area, which actually affects everything because you don't have that nice balance anymore. So what can we do to get you some balance? First of all, focus on your liver support, because liver is what's going to detox and support the function that your body is not able to do naturally anymore. You can focus on liver support mainly by using whole food sources rich in B vitamins. So eating liver is good for your liver. We used to get a lot of questions about that, like, well, aren't all the toxins that the liver detoxes stored in the liver? No. We have podcasts on that. If you're looking for that science, that's not what I'm doing here, but it's not. And there's a lot of good information on why, if you have negative health in one area, why you would want to actually consume that organ, because it's going to give you the nutrients that you need. So In addition to that, you can also take supplements. If you're going to take supplements, talk to a medical professional, and a good one will recommend to you methylated B, basically broken down in a way that your body can absorb it, because if you're MTHFR, your body is not absorbing B vitamins the same way as everybody else. And we'll probably also recommend a folate supplement. Do not take folic acid. Your body cannot do anything with that. Folate is what you need, the whole food source. I personally take Vital Proteins liver pills, and I eat organ meat at least once or twice a week. So I take the pills every morning, and then I try to consume liver once or twice a week. And that is what allows me to have good energy and good hormone levels. It's going to be different for everybody. I take an average of 4 pills every morning, and I do not take them in the afternoon or evening. I've tried to do that and they keep me awake. That B vitamin energy load is no joke. That's what's in like Red Bull and Monsters and stuff, right? So the B vitamins are perfect for me when I take them in the morning. They're a whole food source. They're sustaining. My body's able to absorb them. It doesn't feel like, like you're buzzed or whatever. But if I take them in the afternoon or the evening, my body is still utilizing them and not like coming down off of them. So that's why I take them just in the morning. I would also say it's really important to focus on optimal gut health with your food. So making sure that when you're eating those good whole food sources of B vitamins and folate, and you can Google what, are the top items that have B vitamins and folate. Liver's the number one. And that's also got so much other good stuff for you. So to me, I would recommend focusing on a couple of areas. One is optimizing your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. I think just in general, omega-3 not being more than kind of a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 ratio in your body is really important for health. That doesn't mean running out and taking a bunch of oxidized fish oil cheap in pill form at the store. That means figuring out what in your diet has a lot of omega-6s, like grains, scaling them back and increasing your omega-3s. So healthy fats like salmon more often, just focusing on changing that ratio so that you are naturally improving inflammation in your body by leveling out the ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s. I put that first, but really going gluten and dairy/sugar-free as much as you can, but really gluten-free is super important, because if you're MTHFR, you most likely have other issues, autoimmune conditions and stuff like that, and so your body's being triggered by inflammatory foods, and those are the most inflammatory. You might find that over time you're able to eat fermented gluten, or you're able to have raw or high-quality dairy. But I would definitely say if you're having issues with your health related to MTHFR, don't say to me right now, but Stacy, I don't have a problem with those foods. Well, you're coming to me and you're asking me how to help you, which means that you probably have a problem with something. So I'm trying to narrow it down. And I just really think that for what a gluten and most dairy and a lot of sugar will do to your gut, if you're trying to improve it and help digestion and help your body detox and do all that kind of stuff, removing those is super important. So really focusing on gut health with your food. And then I would, the third component of that gut health to your food, I would say, is adding in foods that will help it. So like probiotics, kombucha, different kinds of things that would have probiotics naturally. You can take pills. I would say if it's not refrigerated, it's probably not a good probiotic, because those live cultures have to live somewhere. But really, focus on adding foods to your diet, just not taking foods out of your diet. And then the third thing is getting toxins out of your life, specifically heavy metals. So help your body detox by giving it less that it has to detoxify. So for me, we've gone through the house and we try to do as little plastic as possible. We consume as few canned foods as possible, unless it's in a can that's not lined with BPA stuff. And you can check on that on companies' websites, and sometimes it's actually on the can itself. But fresh or frozen vegetables is going to be better than canned. And what else? Removing plastic. BPA is just one of the hormones that can disrupt from plasticides. There are a number of them. So the more reusable materials you can use, the less toxic chemicals you can reuse. And it's another reason why I actually switched my beauty and skincare routine. I mean, you're probably here either because you enjoy hearing me talk about that stuff, or you're here and you're like, Stacy, why are you always talking about that stuff? The fact of the matter is that you really need to focus on health from inside and outside. And so if you're putting heavy metals, for example, on your skin in the form of, red lipstick and eyeshadow, and then your skin is absorbing that, this is a serious toxin for someone with poor liver function, MTHFR gene, to be able to process. So I just would really, really recommend rethinking how you are introducing those kinds of things to your life. Do you have Teflon pans? Can you switch to cast iron? Are you wrapping everything in saran wrap and plastic baggies? Can you use, these like wrap mats or glass Tupperware or different kinds of things? I'm not perfect. 100%, I'm not perfect, but if we looked at, where our lives were years ago as to where they are now and the amount of chemicals that we're introducing into our home, we have drastically taken it down, and hopefully it's gotten it to a point, and, my measurements would say that it is, that we're managing them. So that's how I manage my MTHFR. Again, I would encourage you to listen to the podcast that we've done, and then previously the most recent one we talked about debunking this MTHFR diet that we read an article about, and how that was completely non-logical and didn't make any sense. Really gonna stick with nutrient density, looks a lot like paleo, what works for you kind of thing is going to help a lot. And really focusing on supporting your body not needing to detoxify so much in different aspects, from lifestyle to supplements, whole food sources, removing all of the toxins from your life, that kind of stuff. So you can find me at realeverything.com. You can find my Facebook groups and pages here. And if you have any other questions or wanted me to cover something else, please feel free to let me know. And thanks so much for watching today. I hope it was helpful. I really hope it was helpful. I know that I did not discuss the science, but I think those are the kind of practical things that people are looking for. So I'm hoping it's helpful for you.